Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews. I'm your host, Matt Spease, and today we are starting our New Year's horror film review series. And our first film in this review is Terror Train from 1980. Terror Train stars Ben Johnson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Hart Bochner, Sandee Currie, Timothy Webber, Derek MacKinnon, Vanity, and David Copperfield. Terror Train was directed by Roger Spottiswood. Now, Roger Spottiswood, this was his directorial debut, but before this, he had edited many of the legendary Sam Peckinpah's films. And then he collaborated with another great director, with Walter Hill, in writing the screenplay for 48 Hours. And after making Terror Train his directorial debut, Roger ended up directing The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper, Under Fire, The Best of Times, Shoot to Kill, Air America, hell, even a Bond film with Tomorrow Never Dies. Now, he does have one really blemish on his credits with Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. But we can forgive him on that one. Now, this film, the premise was thought up by this film's executive producer, Daniel Grodnick, who wanted to make a Halloween film on a train. So that's why they were adamant about wanting to bring in Jamie Lee Curtis in this one. Now, Ben Johnson plays a character named Carney on the train. And it is great having an awesome character actor like Ben Johnson on a film like this. And he brings a lot of gravitas to it when he's on screen. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of screen time, even though he is top billed on this film. Now, Hart Bochner, he really stands out in the role of Doc. He is a douchebag character, similar to what the douchebag character that he played in Die Hard years later. But he just has that charisma to him that makes, even though he's an asshole, he kind of has a likability to him. Sandee Currie as Mitchie. She's cute and all, but her performance is not that great in this thing. Now, David Copperfield plays a character called Only the Magician in this film. And he is charismatic as always when he's on the stage doing his magic show stuff. But when he has scenes where he has to act, he's a bit stilted. And it's unfortunate because they are trying to set him up as the potential killer. You thinking that this is the Kenny Hampson character from the beginning, that Doc and his friends alongside Elena, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, played this prank on Kenny Hampson. But the way it is set up with him and his performance, he doesn't add any sinister feelings to his character because of his, acting. I mean, he's not putting anything out there that makes you think, oh, he's sinister. He's kind of sinister. He might be the killer, And that's because, David Copperfield was not an actor. So they threw him in there to play this magician, but he can't perform in a way that makes you really start thinking that he is the killer. And as far as who the reveal of the killer was, I mean, it was first time I saw this movie back in the day. I was watching David Copperfield as the magician on stage, and I never once thought that he was the killer. But I saw his female assistant, and I was like, yeah, that's Kenny. I mean, you can make up a guy to look like some hot girl all you want, but it's like putting perfume on a pig, okay? MacKinnon is as male looking as you can get. So you put him in drag and you make him look like he's trying to be this magician's assistant in there, hiding his identity. He still looks like MacKinnon. I'm sorry. So that was a failure to me.
It was pretty unique how they had Kenny wearing different costumes of the different people during the party to kill people. But it's a New Year's Eve party and they're wearing Halloween costumes. Just seems off.
In Vanity, as I mentioned, she's in the film, and she plays a character named Mary. And much like Ben Johnson as Carney, she has very limited screen time, which is a shame because I really like Vanity. I think she was a really underrated actress. She did really well in her future films after this. Most notable was Action Jackson and The Last Dragon. But she was in numerous films after those, even. And she's always been good, a solid actress in those films. So her being given this little small role was kind of disappointing. And I know she wasn't a star at this point, but considering the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis is playing a character named Elena. Jamie Lee Curtis does not look like an Elena. The name Elena is a very exotic name. It would have much rather been fitting that Vanity was playing Elena and Jamie Lee Curtis was playing this Mary character. She looks more like a Mary. She doesn't look like an Elena. The name Elena is a very exotic name. You're expecting either a beautiful Hispanic woman or a beautiful or black woman, something like that. The name Elena is exotic, and those are exotic women. Jamie Lee Curtis is not an exotic woman. Sorry. And let me get on her performance. Okay. So Halloween, I've already saw my review on that one. I've already said that Laurie Strode was a very boring character in that film. And Jamie Lee Curtis has since said in interviews how she hates horror films. She doesn't watch them. She hates them. She doesn't like them. So what the fuck are you doing working on them? Okay? I can see Halloween giving you your big start and, moving on. But to deliberately sign on to Prom Night, The Fog, Terror Train, Halloween 2. The list goes on here. I just don't understand a woman who hates horror. Work on something else then. Work on something you enjoy doing. Because all she does in any of these films is hampers the film with boring performance because she doesn't want to be there. It's apparent. It is apparent. Her characterization on Elena is about as boring as her characterization was on Laurie Strode. So, the only thing she does well in this film is just like in Halloween or just like in any of these movies horror films that she played in, that she didn't want to do, and it's apparent with her performance, is scream. When she's required to scream at the top of her lungs, she does fine at that. That doesn't make you a great actress. That doesn't make you a talent in this industry. You want to show your talent, work on something that you love, and show your talent. Now, I will give her credit. I've watched her in Trading Places, and I think she did a good job in that. That was something that apparently she really wanted to do, and it shows. She put a lot more into it. I'm not saying she can't be talented. She can be when she's doing a project she wants to do. These horror films, she hated them. So she gave lackluster performances in every single film. I mean, The Fog is only saved by, her doing the same lackluster performance thing, but it's more an ensemble piece in that film. So it's not hampered at all by her performance at all. But Roger Spottiswood is a good enough director that he does several good little moments in here, especially the finale where Derek MacKinnon's Kenny Hampson goes after Jamie Lee Curtis and chases her into the little cell thing where he's trying to stab her through it and everything. That was a nice, tense, cool sequence in there. But other than, Ben Johnson giving a really great performance in here while he's on screen, and Hart Bochner really being really good as Doc, in Vanity being very underused. This movie has not much. I mean, Derek MacKinnon, it's apparent he is not a good actor, and you have him playing your main villain. And like I said, the twist of him being the magician's so-called beautiful assistant didn't work. But my review of Terror Train, I give this film a 7.0 out of 10. Had we had a stronger lead as Elena, a more, as I said, a more exotic actress who could put more emotion in there, this film might have been better. As I said, it's well shot by Roger Spottiswood, and it's a really good directorial debut for someone. But that's all it is. So what do you think? Do you agree with my review? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This really does help the channel out a lot. But this is just the start of a New Year's horror review series. Come back tomorrow and I will have another. There will be 3 of these. This is the first of 3. So, I hope to see you tomorrow when the next review comes. Thanks for watching.